Hey, Shalom, Shalom, and Saraf Souls, but give no praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kodash. Double honors the Apostle, great milestone, and honors the brothers doing the work, the Most High in truth and in sincerity. Yahweh is the raw name of whom the world ignorantly calls God. Jehovah or Yahweh, his real name is Yahweh, and his son's true name is Yahweh Shah. When we pray Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba meaning in, Her meaning done, Shah meaning name, so Yahweh in the name of Yahweh Shai. So on the spot, I was just watching the elders, what you call it, I believe, from Connecticut, just on Elder Ithon's channel, and, the elders were getting into it, and it was something that was said that, sparked, this, a thought, of the scriptures, saying prophesy against it, right? People hear us speak about a particular subject matter, and then people think that's all that we speak about. However, we've been sent as a to basically speak against all these nations, to speak about all these different things, all the wickedness that is happening in this very wicked world, right? People think, oh, you just speak about women. Oh, you just speak about, you just speak about the so-called white man. Oh, you just speak about niggas and all of this. Not once again, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Ashar, we come out, right? We speak about all the wickedness that happens in this world. This is Ezekiel 9:4. It says, and Yahweh said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sign that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof, right? And that's what you're seeing all around the world, right? Starting with the apostle on down, men, going out there and, speaking the truth of the scriptures, right? And basically saying, man, look, this world is wicked, right? Just, a second ago, one of the Archeum sent me a clip of some guy that we, not a clip, but a picture of some guy that we went to school with, right? And then this guy, he's all hugged up next to what you call it, a Decepticon, man. I call them Decepticons. If you watch the franchise, you know what I'm talking about, right? All hugged up next to a Decepticon. It's like raw, right? He's had a big ass smile on his face, right? And the Decepticon he was next to, with what you call it, just looking all blokey as hell, right? But that is what happens. That's what, for instance, the scripture says this, right? It says Micah 2:10 says, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, right? And when it says depart, it's saying depart spiritually, right? Because this we, oh, how was that? This is John 15 and 19, right? It says, if you are of the world would love his own, but because you are not of the world, right, but I've chosen you out of the world, therefore the world hateth you. And I was bringing that out because the Lord has chosen us out of this world, right? We have been renewed, right? Our minds have been renewed, right? We're against this world, and as such, it's like we become enemies to this world, right? Right? It's a mutual hate, right? They hate us, and guess what? We hate them, right? Scripture says, can two walk together lest they be agreed, right? And that's, it's actually, because this particular individual that I'm referring to, that the brother sent me a picture of, he's, going up in the world now, right? And it was one of them things when I saw it, I was like, right, this is the reason why, you get up in this world, you start having to accept these things, right? Why? Because if you don't, guess what? People go and start, pushing you, be like, oh, you're this shaming, you're that shaming. But that's it. This world is just, it's filthy and it's polluted, right? I don't think that was exactly the one I was thinking of, but the priest I was thinking of, but we got the point, right? So we'll read it again. Micah 2:10, arise and depart, for this is not your rest, right? They're saying our world, right? And the Lord is gonna, has pulled us out of this world, right? Spiritually, right? Renewing of our minds, right? To putting off the old man, right? This is because it is polluted, it shall destroy you, right? This world will destroy you because it normalizes things that ain't normal, right? It makes you think that if you don't get down with X and Y agenda, that there is an issue with you. Whereas like, nah, there ain't no issue with you. The issue is with those people. But those that have their eyes closed, pursuant to Isaiah 6, verses 9 through 11, right, they get taken by these different things, right? They get taken by the wickedness of this world. Why? Because they don't understand that there's a spiritual war against them, right? Because what is it? This is Revelation 12 and 10. This is, and I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now has come salvation and strength in the kingdom of our God and the power of his anointed. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our God day and night. Right, and that's what this man Esau does. He goes around, makes Jake go off, pushes certain agendas on our people. Right, that's why of all the people to have a famous drag race show, who did they get? Right, they're heavily trying to push that alphabet agenda on our people. Right, they're pushing all manners of degeneracy on our people. Because that's one of the things that they were that the elders were going into. I was like, right, can't. Right, you speaking about a gangbanger, right? But then you have like a coon, which they were basically like, look, they're more or less the same thing, right? Because those coons, they're all about Esau system. They're all about Esau system continuing forever, right? And you know what I've witnessed? I've witnessed those kinds of jakes, man, right? So keen for Esau's kingdom and his society to go on that they do anything. Because here it is, for the most part, Jake is through. Let's be real. For the most part, Jake is through, right? So if you're a Jake that has a little bit, guess what? You don't want to lose it. So then you start going and doing more and more and more of the things that Esau do, right? You start get taken by his ways. This is Jeremiah 2:33. Why trimmest thou thy way to seek love? Therefore hast thou also taught the wicked ones thy ways. Right? When Jake be in them circles, that's what he starts doing, man. He starts picking up the ways of these Edomites, man. Starts doing the things that they do, right? But that's why the elders were going into. It's like, look, man, that nigga is just as bad, right? As a gangbanger, right? Just in a different perspective, if you will, right? But that's it. We're coming out and we prophesy against all of that. Right, we prophesy, against the fact that this man is coming out and he's pushing all these wicked agendas on our people to make them go off so that he can try and accuse them to the Most High, right? Thinking that the Most High is a fool. Look, what Esau doesn't understand is if you get a Jake that's going off, right, he's going off because the Most High made him go off, right? This is Proverbs 20 and 24, man's goings are of the Lord, Yahweh. How can a man then understand his own way? So the Lord is the one that makes, anyone do anything, right? But that doesn't absolve that particular individual from their judgment, right? That's just one of the reasons you got to fear the Most High, because the Most High can make a man go off and then judge him for going off. Oh man, that's something, man. That's something. But now we finish. Is Micah 2:10 again? Arise ye and depart. So once again, spiritually depart from this place, right? For this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you, even with a sore destruction, right? So all of the things that this world pushes, it will destroy you. Okay. So back here in Ezekiel 9:4 says, and Yahweh said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. Right? And even on that, let me grab this as well. This is 2 Peter 2, and I'm going to start from 6, right? It says, and turning the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah into ashes, condemned them with an overthrow, making them an ensample unto those that after should live ungodly. And so basically the Most High destroys Sodom and Gomorrah and the cities round about, right? Because there was hella wickedness that was going on in there, in that land, right? But then guess what this man has done? He's looked and he's been like, yo, shit, okay, that's what happened, that's what's up. But then he carried on and did the same thing, right? Which goes to show you that this man is a fool, and also goes to show you that the Most High is in control, right? It says, and delivered just Lot, vexed with the filthy conversation of the wicked, right? And once again, starting off the apostles on down, we're in the same state. We see the things that happen in this world, and we're just there like, man, we gotta go. Like, man, fuck this shit, man. I'm just saying it like that. That's what we feeling. Right, seeing all of this wickedness in the world, it's sickening. Okay, it says, for that righteous man dwelling among them, in seeing and hearing, vexes righteous soul from day to day with their unlawful deeds. Right, and that's why from the that's why brothers love the camp, because that's the one place where we can just properly come out and just curse this place up, be like, yo, man, this place is wicked as hell. Right, it's like, this place is wicked as hell. No, we see what the hell is going on in this world, right? That's it on that. Right, so verse 5 now, Ezekiel 9 and 5, it says, and to the others he said in mine hearing, go ye after him through the city and smite, let not your eye spare, neither have ye pity. Slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children and women, but come not near any man upon whom is the mark, and begin at my sanctuary. Right, then they began at the ancient men which were before the house. So this, particular precept, right, is going into, once again, we prophesy against everyone, right? We prophesy against everything, right? Here it's talking about, it says, start at Jake. People say, oh, you won't even talk about the white man. Look, hey, he's one of the people. Everyone that is going off gets talked about, right? The wicked leaders of our people, right, get talked about. There'll be those that claim that they're in the truth, they get spoken about, right? However, right, that doesn't what am I saying? However, Slacky, if you just bear with me. Yeah. So everyone gets spoken about, man. Right? Hey, if we go off, guess what? We get spoken about, right? Bros be like, yo, what the hell are you doing, man? Right? So let's see what we can get as well. Close some of these. Right, this is Joel 2. Right, it says, blow ye the trumpet in Zion, and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. Right, let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of Yahweh cometh, for it is nigh at hand. Right, so the day of the Lord is almost upon us. Right, but what's the point here? Blow ye the trumpet. Right, so sound an alarm. Right, let people know. Right, let people know what the hell is going on in this world. Let people know that, okay, cool, your wicked deeds have had these repercussions for them, right? Your wicked deeds have these repercussions, right? So we speak about, when we're speaking about the prophecies, right? For the most part, though more people are going to be on the bad end of those prophecies, as the apostles say, right? If someone's receiving good news, that means someone is receiving bad news, right? Right, because we can't get into our kingdom without this place being destroyed. Okay, so as Isaiah 58 and 1, cry aloud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet. It's the same thing, spare not, right? If you're going off, you're gonna get on. Right? If you're going off, there's a prophecy against you, right? There's a prophecy against America, right? There's a prophecy against those that that live ungodly, that do ungodly things. Of our people, the scripture says this, Amos 9:11, right? It says, Slack 9 and 10, it says, all the sinners of my people shall die by the sword, which say the evil shall not overtake nor prevent us. Right? That's a prophecy against them, man. Okay. Right, so cry aloud, it's Isaiah 50:1, cry aloud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and show my people their transgressions, and the house of Jacob their sins. Right? And this is Jeremiah 28:8, says, the prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence. Right? And that's what the Lord is doing. Right? He's prophesying, he has his men out here prophesying against all these things, all these people, all this wickedness. Right? And yeah, it was a few, because this prophesy against it, prophesy against them, prophesy against him pops up a lot in the scriptures, right? And a number of times it pops up in regards to Jake. For example, here Ezekiel 6:2, son of man, set thy face toward the mountains of Israel and prophesy against them, right? And also you got one in Ezekiel the 38th chapter, right? It says, son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog. Slack it one sec. It's like, so yeah, even here in Ezekiel the 38th chapter, it says also, right? It says 38:2, son of man, set thy face against Gog, right? The land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, and prophesy against him. And that's representing Russia, right? This is prophecy against these different places, right? Same thing in verse 39, Ezekiel 39:1. It says, therefore, thou son of man, prophesy against Gog, right, and say, thus saith the Lord power, right? Behold, I'm against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal. And in that particular context, that's because those are Edomite nations, man. Russia is still an Edomite nation. The Lord ain't with Russia, okay? But yeah, as always, Lord, what I was edifying. Once again, we're here to prophesy against these places, against these people, right? But for the elect, the prophecy is that we through much tribulation shall enter into the kingdom of heaven, right? To stay prayed up, to do our best, stay in the spirit, right? And then move forward and hope to to make it into the kingdom, wherein after that dwelleth righteousness, man. And everything's gonna be blessed in the kingdom, but between now and then, much tribulation, right? To get ourselves spiritually prepared for that. So as always, Lord, what I was edifying, till next time we say shalom.